Looking back, video games are an essential part of most people's childhood. There's just so many varieties of genres and levels of difficulty for each game, so no one is left out. This includes stuff like puzzle games, RPGs, single player, multiplayer, racing games. I'm sure you get the point. But while in the moment, we don't think of video games as much more than a form of entertainment or a way to indulge in our interests. And for the most part, you'd be correct. Some video games are created for the sole purpose of being entertaining and keeping us occupied for a challenge, giving us an objective and our job being to satisfy it. However, not all games are created for the purpose of occupation. Some are meant to resonate with the player, both emotionally and mentally. And these are the games we unintentionally learn valuable lessons from that we can use to apply them to our everyday lives. Typically, when you boot up a game like Super Mario or Banjo-Kazooie, personal favorite of mine, you are presented with an elusive world, able to explore and move around in all sorts of directions, worlds, and traverse through each one of them at your own pace. The main objective for these games is simple: to get power stars or jiggies and collect enough of them from each world to eventually get to the end and save that damsel in distress from the antagonist, either by completing a game show or having a final boss. And these types of games are fun, they're colorful, and they provide a challenge to keep you hooked. But beyond the mechanics of learning new moves and completing every world, there's something more you're being taught. And without you knowing it, you are enhancing your patience, persistence, and problem-solving skills without it ever feeling like a lesson or lecture. Now, if you ever played Banjo-Kazooie, you know the way of getting access to new worlds is attaining enough jiggies to get access to those worlds. However, you're not just handed jiggies, you have to explore the world and apply the mechanics of Banjo and Kazooie to find these jiggies, and you're not given much guidance on where they are. You're incentivized to discover new areas of the world, and this trains your mind to think more creatively and critically. In the first stage, Mumbo's Mountain, there awaits you a terrorizing gorilla named Kondo, waiting to thrash you with his oranges. But upon closer inspection, you see orange cutouts beside you, and you can use the oranges Kondo throws to break all these boxes, and although that may not seem like it was much of a challenge, what you just did was learn to observe the environment by recognizing the patterns and connect the cause and effect. No one told you this, but you figured this out. And this concept applies to almost any game, from detonating King Bob-omb from the peak of the mountain, to solving puzzles in Zelda, or defeating tough bosses in Hollow Knight. I would like you to take a moment to find the common thread in each of these games. And I hope your answer is that you are constantly challenged to think critically and adapt. Initially, the task seems simple, so you continue to explore and complete worlds, only gaining your knowledge and increasing your thinking capacity as collectives get harder and harder and harder to obtain. But surely, as difficulty increases, you stop fearing that challenge, and you started to face it. And that's not a lesson about platforming and playing video games, it's a lesson about one of the fundamental principles of life, that being resilience. It's almost certain you're going to come across hardships and failures, and that's okay. Success is never about a first-time perfectionist run, it's about reflecting on that mistake and learning from it, to push through it. You aren't punished for failing tasks. It's highly encouraged to experiment with the mechanics and get back up to try once more. Once you complete that jump you were failing the last 20 times, that feeling once you finally get it, the feeling once you can say, I did it, is that much sweeter. You didn't cheat the system. You pushed through it every single time. This mindset of growth translates the rest of the playthrough, the rest of the games you play, and even your life when you deal with real challenges. These games prepare you for the eventuality of coming across issues and conflicts in your life. As you get older, making difficult jumps and collecting hard-to-obtain collectibles is now a thing of the past. You may be presented with relationship, financial, and other countless issues. We must be patient and learn to evaluate our problems in a calm demeanor, just as you did in Super Mario Bros. Constantly, you are never guided in life, and you are left to figure out your problems by trial and error, just like you did in the game. But even coming across failure, it's never the end. It's just a part of the process. You try, you fail, you learn, and you try again. Having that combination of resilience, problem solving, and empathy becomes precious when you are facing relationship, financial, and emotional setbacks. It's never about failure. It's how you respond to it.